Hey everyone, it's Josh here. In today's software tutorial, I'm going to be giving you a complete breakdown on the TikTok Ads Manager platform. It's my goal that by the end of this video, you'll be equipped with all the skills, tools, and knowledge required to successfully navigate the platform, create your first campaign, and most importantly, create ads that work. Now, without further ado, let's get right into showing you everything there is to know about the TikTok Ads Manager platform. But before we get into the video, there's a quick thing I should mention. First off, if you live in Japan, Indonesia, or Korea, TikTok is actually offering a bonus when you spend money on their ads platform. If you spend $100, you get $100. If you spend $500, you get $500. And if you spend $1,500, you get $1,500 in ad credits. It's that simple. In addition to this, there's actually a cool ads tool that I highly recommend you go check out called Voluum, spelled V-O-L-U-U-M. It's not affiliated with TikTok, but it does have some cool features that allow you to manage your ads more effectively and increase your overall conversions in your campaigns. So I highly encourage you to go down in the description below and check them out. Without further ado, let's get right into knowing everything there is to know about setting up your first campaign on TikTok. Now, jumping right into things here. When you actually go and sign up for an account on the TikTok Ads Manager, this is the screen that you're going to come to. It's going to offer you the basic features or the more advanced features. Now, in this case, we're going to click the more advanced features just so I can show you a little bit of everything that TikTok Ads Manager has to offer, but don't worry if it's a little bit overwhelming. I'm going to walk you through this step by step. Now, I'm just going to select advanced and we're going to just jump right into it. So now that I've selected the advanced tab, it's going to ask us, what is our advertising objective? Now, of course, when you're actually creating a TikTok ads campaign or any ads campaign for that matter, it's very important that you know what your goal is. Now, like every other ads management platform, it's very important before you actually go and create your first ad that you know two things. First of all, who are you targeting specifically? And second of all, what are you targeting them for? Many people think when they're creating their first advertisement campaign that their goal is to just get your ad shown to as many people as possible. But what if you're actually trying to make product sales? Well, if 100 million people see your ad, but only 10 of them convert, that's not a very effective ad campaign. And of the options here, there are a ton of different ways that we could go about doing this. We can either choose reach, which is if you just want to show your ad to the maximum number of people. Or we can actually have specific objectives in mind, which is we want to send more people to a website or app, get more video views, have more community interaction if you're trying to grow a page, or actually convert with lead generation and website conversions. All of these are very important when it comes to actually creating your first set of ads because it's going to tell TikTok who they should be targeting and why they should be targeting them. If the goal is to get as many people to view your video as possible, that's going to be far different on TikTok's end than if you were just going to go and get lead or website conversions. It's different depending on what your objectives are and the specific audience that you're targeting. So in our case, let's assume for the moment that I have something that I want people to purchase from my website. Well, in my case, we're going to do the website conversions, drive valuable actions on your website, which would be a purchase. We'll click on that, and we can either toggle a smart performance campaign, which drives better performance with automated campaign management and smart optimization. This basically means that once you've actually gone and set things up, TikTok will automatically adjust things to what they think would be the best for the type of campaign that you might be running. So in my case, I do want TikTok to do this, so I'm going to toggle smart performance campaign to on, and we're going to scroll down and see our campaign name and our special ad categories. Now, at the bottom of the page here, we can actually set our campaign name and if it qualifies for any special ad categories. These are different because legally, TikTok has to show these type of ads in a different way. Those ads are housing if you're advertising for sale or for rent houses, ads for job or employment opportunities, or ads for credit card offers, loans, and other financial services that you might be offering through these TikTok ads. TikTok has a legally binding agreement that they have to stick to when it comes to showing these type of ads, but assuming that you don't qualify for any of these, we're just simply going to ignore that and hit continue to the next step. Once we hit that, we're going to go through here, and the next thing we're going to see is, well, where are we optimizing it for? Where do we want to drive more website conversions? In our case, if we want to drive people to our website to make a purchase, this is where we would add what's called the TikTok pixel. And we can see here we haven't created any pixels. So in our case, we're going to create new. And what it's actually going to take us to is the ability to create our first TikTok pixel, which is part of our funnel. Now, what a TikTok pixel basically means is if somebody clicks on your website and gets redirected, they're going to have what's called the TikTok pixel added onto them. And that basically means that TikTok will retarget ads towards them from your content. So for example, if they click through to your website and don't actually go and make a purchase, the next time that they come onto TikTok, they're far more likely to see your ads than other competitors because they've already shown that initial interest. And TikTok will know this and continue to drive more of your ads towards that person. So it's something I highly encourage you to set up because it could benefit your campaign in the long term. While you might not see those short-term results, it could mean that somebody who wouldn't purchase on the first time, if they get retargeted, could come back on the third, fourth, fifth, or even 10th time and actually make the purchase then. So in this case, we're going to simply hit, easy to access instructions. We're going to hit skip here, and we're going to need to install the pixel first. So again, why use TikTok Pixel? We can track website conversions, use the data to create audiences, basically tell TikTok about once somebody gets to our website, all the details that TikTok needs to know to continue delivering an exceptional ad experience. So we can hit create pixel here, and we would actually go through and connect with a TikTok partner such as Shopify or Google Tag Manager and set that up for our website. Since that isn't quite relevant to what we're doing and could be an entirely new video on its own, we're going to actually skip that at this point, but that's very good if you're actually trying to drive website conversions from TikTok. So we're going to go back here and we're going to say all the way back, and we're going to go back to creating that initial campaign. Once we're on the dashboard here, we're going to see things like today's spend, our ad account quota, our ad group status, showing which advertisement campaigns are active, disapproved, out of budget, etc. And we can see the different trends based on how many people the advertisement is being shown to, how many people are actually clicking through, and how many conversions are actually happening from our ads. So to get back to creating our first campaign here, we're simply going to go to the top of the screen and click on the campaign tab, and you can see once we're in here, we can see that we have one draft campaign, which we were working on previously. We can just click onto that and click here and hit edit draft to continue working on this. So once I hit edit draft here, you can see we're brought right back to where we were before, and just giving it a moment to actually load through all of our campaign data. So now that we're back to this screen, we're going to skip the pixel part and we're going to simply go down to the different options like optimization event, TikTok instant page. And this is actually because I selected the conversion option. So in our case, let's just say for the moment that we're not driving conversions to our website, but rather to our TikTok instant page. Now, as we're going through this process here, you're going to start to notice that on the right-hand side of the screen, it says available audience. And as we go through and create our first audience, there's a couple things I want you to note. First of all, to craft a truly effective marketing campaign on TikTok and anywhere else for that matter, it's very important to know the audience you have in mind. Ideally, you don't want to be targeting just everybody where that everybody could be possibly interested in my product, so I should market to all of them. And you don't want to market to a very, very tiny group of people, because although you might show your ad to 10 million people, of those people, how many people are actually going to convert in the way that you want them to convert? Or if you show it to a really tiny group, there might not be enough people to show interested in it at all, and TikTok might have a really hard time finding people to actually put the ad in front of. This would all come back to the problem of not having our advertisement in front of the right person. When it comes to creating our TikTok ad, everything we want to do is basically putting our correct ad in front of the correct person at the right time. And that's what we're going to do in this next step. So with that in mind here, let's go ahead and create our first TikTok audience that we want to target with our ads. So we're going to scroll down to here to audience targeting, and it says smart audience will automatically target the most receptive audience for your business. Ads won't deliver to audiences under 18. So in my case, we can do Canada, but if I hit edit here, I can also add maybe the United States. So as we can see here, I've gone ahead and added Canada and the United States as the places I want TikTok to run my ads, and we can show that it's in all languages, or I can actually edit that and just make it English. And if we drop down the advanced settings tab, we can exclude particular audiences. Let's say there are people that we absolutely know will not be interested in our product, but might be shown it by proximity. We could go ahead and put that excluded audience in here, and they would not be shown our ad ever. Scrolling down here, we can actually set our budget, which is automatically set at daily. And in this case, it's preset to 70 Canadian dollars. Of course, whatever currency you're going to be using for this, it's going to show you what the recommended amount of daily budget is for the ads that you're going to be showing. Below that, we can see the schedule, which will show when we set the start time to run ad group continuously. And ad delivery is based on the registered account time zone. In this case, it's Vancouver time, where I am. Check the local time of your targeted locations, or we could actually set a different time for our ad group. Scrolling down here, we can show day parting, which is all day and setting specific times. If you know your audience is going to be on TikTok at a specific time, you can actually set what time of day your advertisement is shown. In our case, we're just going to set it as all day because we want this to be shown at all times of the day. And we can actually show our bid strategy to maximize the number of results. And if we drop that down, we can show that the billing event is by impression and the delivery type is standard. Next, under the ads generation tab, we can see a section here that says use TikTok account to deliver Spark ads. But what does this mean? Well, first, you actually have to know the difference between a boosted post and a dark post. First off, a dark post is an advertisement that runs on social media that only exists as an ad. If you go onto their profile, you're only going to see it as an ad, and once you stop paying for it, that ad or post will disappear from the profile. It won't be there anymore. This is different from a boosted post, which takes a post that was organically posted on the platform and then boosts it with ads. Now, this is what this means when it says to deliver Spark ads. If you turn this option on, instead of creating this post and ad entirely from scratch and having it disappear when that ad is over, it will actually boost a post that already exists from a TikTok account. So you can see if I actually go ahead and check this off here and we hit that, we can actually set an authorized account and choose a actual post from that account that we want to boost. In our case, we are going to do a dark post entirely running it off of an ad, and we're going to just hit no on this. But it's a good thing to know if you have a really good video that you just want to show to more people. The next thing we can do is actually go ahead and create a custom identity, assuming that we don't want to tie our ads to an existing TikTok profile. And all we'd have to do is hit create, and we'd say at Josh profile, or whatever you want it to show with the profile picture you want it to show as well. So if I hit create, and we'll keep it default, we can go ahead and add our videos, up to 30. Ideally, your videos want to be captivating. They want to make people stop scrolling and watch your ads. Make sure they don't get caught up in the noise, and make sure that somebody actually pays the time of day to actually click through on your ad to wherever you're trying to advertise for. Now, TikTok offers the ability to actually upload up to 30 different videos, and I highly encourage you to upload as many as possible. Now, the reason that I recommend uploading more than just one ad is that TikTok is far more likely to convert people if they see different alternate versions of the same product or service. So by uploading this here, it makes it easier for TikTok to show different advertisements to the same people and hopefully convert more of them. Now, under that, we can actually see the text we can add, and this text, as it says, will appear as part of our ad creative to let them know that they have something interesting to see. Now, we can avoid exaggerations like the best, the most. Ideally, you don't want people to think it's scammy or different types of advertisements that are really salesy, and you just want to be upfront with them and captivate them. What would make them want to stop on your ad? Let me give you an example of a really bad advertisement technique that would be used here, such as check this cool thing out. If I saw this as I was scrolling through TikTok, I would not be likely to click on this because I would think it was something really salesy or much of a scam. Now, let's replace that really salesy or scammy looking piece of content with something that would actually convert people. Something that says, save 10 hours a day with this productivity app, the Banana app. It's a little bit more than that thing we just wrote earlier, which wouldn't have a lot of people click on it. Next, under that, we're gonna actually look at our call to action. Now, the call to action is, as it says, the call to action. What are we telling our user or viewer to do? Do we want them to join now, subscribe, learn more, sign up, etc.? This is what we're going to set. So in our case, if we go and customize that, we can automatically show different call to action text to different users to maximize performance. This basically means that for one specific ad, you might want to have the words sign up, and for another ad, you might want to have the words learn more. And TikTok can automatically change this depending on which one they think will perform better with the specific user that's viewing it. Alternatively, if you don't feel like doing this and just want to have your own, you can change it from dynamic to standard, and you can actually put something like learn more, download, shop now, sign up, and just pick the one that you want. TikTok has a ton of different options here. So we could say subscribe in our case. The next thing we can do is actually set our destination. In our case, again, we've set our TikTok instant page, but we also have the option to actually go and set the website, and we can actually create different destinations depending on where we want them to go. Maybe there's different pages we want to direct them to depending on which ad they're actually seeing for the same advertisement campaign. In our case, just for simplicity, we're gonna stick with just the one with the TikTok instant page, custom page. The final thing under here is the tracking, third-party tracking settings for impression tracking URLs, click tracking URLs. And this is basically if you have other platforms, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that actually track your advertisement click-throughs and all the data involved with that, that is taken off TikTok. In our case, we don't have any at this point, but if I wanted to put my volume one in there, again, VOLUUM, all I would have to do is take that and put it in here, and it would automatically put anytime somebody clicked through from TikTok to that website on and have all that data in our third-party platform. So at this point, what you should be left with is an ad that has an optimized location. It has its placement set up correctly. It has the correct audience being targeted, the budget, schedule, and bidding that you're actually gonna do, the ads generation, what your ad is actually gonna look like, and finally the tracking. Now, again, when it comes to audience targeting, we can set not only location, but all the details regarding our actual audience. Now, with the smart audience targeting, TikTok is automatically going to choose our audience for us. But if we didn't want to have this be done, all we would have to do is go back and actually turn off that smart advertising, and we could set our audience ourselves. But knowing the TikTok algorithms, they know how to put the right ad in front of the right person at the right time, so I trust that in this case. All we would have to do now to get our ad live is hit submit and make sure that we comply with TikTok's online data terms, something that is very important to know because it can be very hard to get your advertisement online if you continually post and push ads through to TikTok that when TikTok reviews, they see as inappropriate or not safe for TikTok and will continually decline. It's important to make sure that your ad is good the first time because if TikTok continues to view your account as something that doesn't post ads that comply with their data policies, it can be difficult to get your ads up, or in some cases, TikTok can even ban your advertisement account because it sees you as something that is a high risk to TikTok when it comes to making your ads. So very important that you give a quick read through on that to make sure that you're not violating any of TikTok's policies. Now that I've shown you the dashboard and the campaign and how to create your first ad, let's talk about some of the smart tools that TikTok has automatically built into the TikTok ads platform that makes it very easy to manage all the analytics regarding your TikTok ads. All we have to do to access those is hover hover over the Tools tab, and as you can see, we have things like Audience Manager, Comments, Creative Library, Instant Page, Video Editor, Automated Rules, Catalogs, Events, Leads, and more. But let's start off with the most important, our Audience Manager, making sure that we actually know who is seeing our ad. In the case that we didn't want to have TikTok create a smart audience for us, we could create a custom audience for ourselves. And all we'd have to do is, again, go to the Tools tab, go to Audience Manager, and just hit this big red button that says Create Audience. And we can create a custom audience or a lookalike audience. Now, the main difference between a custom audience and a lookalike audience is that while a custom audience, you're gonna have to set everything up yourself, a lookalike audience, you can actually go and have TikTok look at other audiences that are advertising similar things to you and kind of use them as a template to create your own audience. This would be something like, if I hit lookalike audience, I can actually choose my custom audience and certain source, system, placement, location, audience size, etc. And I can just make a lookalike audience off of that first template one. Now in our case, we don't have a custom audience set up yet, so let's get started with that one right now. All I have to do to start that is hit Create Audience and hit Custom Audience. We can select an audience type. We have customer file, upload a customer file to match your customers with people on our platform, app activity, lead generation, shop ad activity, engagement, website traffic, business account, offline activity. When it comes to creating a custom audience, we have a ton of different options available to us, depending on what our specific advertisement needs are. Now, in our case, we could choose app activity, create a list of people who downloaded your app or took specific actions, lead generation, shop activity, offline activity, business account, website traffic, engagement. Now, let's go and work on engagement. We want to retarget and create ads for people specifically in this audience who have seen our content before and have clicked or are interested in it. So if we hit that here, we can select ad groups and we can select the ones we've had previously. In our case, we don't have any set up yet. We can see video ads, whether they be video ads, app profile page ads, TikTok instant page ads, and actions. When it comes to creating this specific audience, we actually have the ability to check off what we want the user to do to actually be put into this audience. Is it we want them to see our video for 2 seconds, 15 seconds? Do we want them to watch the whole thing? And we can actually set that all right here. So in my case, I'm gonna say, okay, for all of my ads, if somebody has seen the video for at least 6 seconds in the past, let's say 60 days, we want them to be put into this ad category and have more advertisements shown to them. We can exclude certain people and we can actually set our audience name. And we say retarget potential interested viewers. And with the auto refresh tool on, we can actually just make it so that we can retarget anybody as things continue to come up and as our ads continue to attract more interest for more people. So with this audience set up, we're gonna hit confirm here. And from there, we automatically have our first audience where we're retargeting potentially interested viewers. This custom audience has seen our ads for 15 seconds in the past 60 days. They've shown potential interest in it, but they haven't clicked through it. Now, what if I wanted to actually make it so that we're retargeting ads to anybody who had clicked on it? All we have to do is go back to that Create Audience, Custom Audience, go back to Engagement again, and simply select a different action. It's that easy. Some of the other cool tools that we can see here on our TikTok Ads Manager are things like comments, where we can actually see the blocked words, blocked users, replies, all the different TikTok comments on our ads. This is where we can upload things like our videos, images, making sure that all of the media required to run our ads properly is effectively in one place. We also have the ability to create a TikTok instant experience. Something that's really cool too about the TikTok Ads platform is that it has a video editor built right in. Now, assuming we had already uploaded our media, all we would have to do is click and drag the materials from our media or actually just add them right from our computer, and we can create and edit our videos right here in the ads platform. Also, we have things like automated rules, catalogs, events, leads, etc. All the different details when it actually comes to managing our ads. And while I won't go into all of them today, there are tons of different options here to give us a cohesive experience and make sure that our ad gets in front of the right person at the right time. And finally, perhaps the most important one of all, the analytics. We can see here we have tons of different analytics available to us, such as generating custom reports, having attribution analytics, and all sorts of different things. We have a ton of different options available to us here to understand the analytics behind who is actually watching our videos, who is converting on our videos, and who isn't. The goal here is to always continuously refine your ads to make sure that you're getting your ad in front of the right person at the right time. The analytics provide a great way to understand who's watching your ad, who's not paying attention to your ad, who's actually clicking on your ad, and who's just swiping by it at Mach speed. In our ideal scenario, we want the right person to be watching our ad, click through to our website, and make the conversion, or actually just watch our video, depending on whatever our specific needs are with our TikTok ads. The goal here is to have all the analytics support us so that we can fully understand what is making our ads work and what could use a little bit more refinement. We have things like attribution analytics. In our audience insights here, we can see things like the different ages, countries, and if we go into the engagement tab, we can actually see how many times people are actually opening the app and using the app. We can see that, are we getting people who only use TikTok maybe once a month that are clicking on our ads? Or are the people that are clicking on our ads using TikTok every single day for multiple hours. All these are important pieces of information that could potentially make our advertisement campaigns better. So that's why TikTok offers a ton of different analytics so you can actually understand what is making your ads work and what could use a little bit more refinement. And just like that, our first advertising campaign on TikTok is ready to go. All we have to do now is connect a payment method and submit it to TikTok for review. And if TikTok approves it, our ads will go live immediately. Now, I hope I've given you all the skills, tools, and knowledge required to successfully navigate the platform. By the end of this video, you should have learned how to navigate the dashboard, see all of your different analytics, use different tools within TikTok, and actually go about creating your first campaign and first advertisements, making sure that they convert correctly or whatever your business needs are, actually knowing how to customize it to the specific goals of your advertising. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, my name is Josh Mountain. I'll see you in the next one.